Meet the Iron Beam, Israel's next-gen security tool, $13 billion and counting. The game changer in modern warfare. In an age where missiles rain down and drones fill the skies, Israel has unveiled what might be the most revolutionary defense system since the invention of the Iron Dome. Iron Beam, a laser-based directed energy weapon that's changing everything we know about missile defense. With a staggering $13 billion invested in its development and deployment, Iron Beam isn't just a futuristic concept. It's here, and it's real. Unlike conventional interceptor systems that rely on costly missile-on-missile engagements, Iron Beam uses high-powered lasers to literally burn threats out of the sky. It's fast, cost-effective, and almost impossible to evade. This isn't science fiction. This is the future of warfare, and Israel is leading the charge. From Iron Dome to Iron Beam. To understand why Iron Beam matters so much, we need to rewind to the Iron Dome. This revolutionary system saved countless lives by intercepting rockets and missiles mid-air, but it came at a cost. Up to $100,000 per interceptor missile, against enemy projectiles costing as little as $500. Now enter Iron Beam. Instead of launching interceptors, Iron Beam fires laser energy at the speed of light, instantly destroying drones, rockets, and mortars. The cost per shot? Just $2 to $5 worth of electricity. While Iron Dome will continue to serve as a layered defense for larger or more complex threats, Iron Beam is expected to handle the low-cost, high-volume attacks that adversaries like Hamas, Hezbollah, and potentially Iran have increasingly relied on. Think of Iron Beam as the first responder, cheap, silent, and deadly accurate. A weapon born in crisis. Israel has faced tens of thousands of rocket attacks from Gaza since the early 2000s. The Iron Dome provided a solid answer, but it wasn't perfect. During the May 2021 Gaza conflict, known as Operation Guardian of the Walls, over 4,000 rockets were fired at Israel in just 11 days. Even the best intercept systems can be overwhelmed. That crisis ignited the fire for something faster, cheaper, and more sustainable. Within months, the Israeli Ministry of Defense and Rafael Advanced Defense Systems ramped up testing of Iron Beam, and by 2022, successful tests were publicly confirmed. How it works: laser warfare in action. Iron Beam isn't a single weapon. It's a system integrated into Israel's multi-tiered defense network. It uses fiber-optic lasers to hit targets with precision energy bursts, causing incoming rockets or drones to detonate mid-air or burn up in flight. When a threat is detected, Iron Beam tracks it and fires a laser that heats the projectile's explosive core until it detonates or disintegrates. All of this happens in less than 2 seconds. And unlike missiles, lasers don't run out. As long as the system has power, it can fire continuously. During an intense barrage from southern Lebanon, Iron Beam successfully neutralized dozens of drones and rockets, marking its first operational use in a real war zone. Soldiers on the ground reported a bright flash and silence as targets simply vanished. But Iron Beam fills a gap. It's the perfect weapon against saturation attacks, where cheap threats are thrown in large numbers to exhaust more expensive systems. With Iron Beam online, Israel can reserve its costly interceptors for real strategic threats, saving lives and money. The cost, $13 billion and counting. Laser weapons might be cheap to fire, but they're not cheap to build. The Iron Beam program has already consumed more than $13 billion in R&D, infrastructure, testing, and operational deployment. That number includes multiple development sites across Israel, power and cooling systems to support high-energy lasers, integrations with Iron Dome and other layers, and most recently, mobile laser platforms being fitted onto vehicles and ships. The payoff? A near-limitless shield against rocket barrages. The U.S. has been watching closely and has reportedly invested tens of millions in Iron Beam's continued development. There's speculation that similar systems may be integrated into U.S. naval fleets or layered into NATO's air defense shield. Still, this price tag has raised eyebrows. Critics question the operational range of lasers, limited by weather and line of sight, the vulnerability of static installations, and the massive energy demands. But Israeli defense officials insist the investment will pay off tenfold in the long run by cutting down the unsustainable costs of conventional interceptors. Real-world deployments and tests. In 2022, Israel shocked the world by releasing footage of Iron Beam taking out mortar shells and UAVs mid-flight. Since then, Iron Beam has been installed in classified border zones, especially near Gaza and Lebanon. And in 2024, it got its first taste of real combat. During an intense barrage from southern Lebanon, Iron Beam successfully neutralized dozens of drones and rockets, marking its first operational use in a real war zone. Soldiers on the ground reported a bright flash and silence as targets simply vanished. The IDF has now confirmed that mobile versions of Iron Beam are in development, potentially deployable in naval settings and even on drones themselves. Israel's innovation hasn't gone unnoticed. The US has been watching closely and has reportedly invested tens of millions in Iron Beam's continued development. There's speculation that similar systems may be integrated into US naval fleets or layered into NATO's air defense shield. Countries like India, Germany, and South Korea are also expressing interest in joint ventures or purchases of similar tech. In an era where hypersonics, drones, and swarm attacks dominate the battlefield, a laser defense grid is no longer a fantasy. It's a necessity, strategic edge, or global threat. While it offers a clear defensive advantage, it could also destabilize regional deterrence. Hezbollah and Hamas have relied on rockets to keep Israel off balance. Now, with Iron Beam in play, their most accessible weapon may be rendered useless. That could lead adversaries to escalate in other ways, like cyber warfare, sabotage, or political disruption. Furthermore, other nations may now race to build their own laser arsenals, kicking off a new kind of arms race where energy weapons replace traditional missiles. Looking ahead, the future of laser warfare. Iron Beam is just the beginning. Rafael has already hinted at 100+ kW laser systems with longer ranges, naval versions to protect Israeli waters and oil rigs, AI-directed multi-laser turrets that can target multiple drones at once, anti-satellite versions in the next decade. And in a future battlefield dominated by drone swarms, hypersonics, and AI-piloted missiles, laser defenses will be crucial, not just for Israel, but for any nation that hopes to survive the next generation of conflict. Final thoughts. A silent revolution. In the shadows of past wars and looming threats, Israel's Iron Beam represents more than a weapon. It's a silent revolution, one that promises a future where threats are stopped before they ever hit the ground. With every test, every successful intercept, and every new deployment, Iron Beam pushes the world toward a new era of warfare, one where speed-of-light defenses redefine what it means to be safe. For $13 billion and counting, Israel has bought more than a weapon. Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more captivating content on our YouTube channel.